The farm I grew up on was quite an intensive arable farm. There were very few trees on the farm, and it was the culture at the time, we must produce as much food as we possibly can. So hedges came out, and etc., etc. We all know the stories. And I just kind of want to make amends, to actually farm in a way that allows space for nature.
You all right? Get up there?
Yeah, I think we'll
I've got a fair weight, but we'll see anyway.
Yeah, just got to be a little bit careful on the left-hand side because it drops off a bit. But,
so I might just pull that wire over so I can get over. Oh, it's all right, we'll have a run.
Yeah.
You're going to film me as I come up, right?
I believe so.
Let's see how we get on. There we go. I don't want it to be filmed if it's a disaster, mind.
Aren't they lovely?
Yeah. They're the breed for this area, this type of land. It's a lovely place for just ideal for them.
So I think we've got the nucleus of a nice little herd here. Hey girls. Ooh, there's some corn cockle there, look. How lovely. We're corn cockle. One of the many species we're trying to promote in this pasture land. But oh look, they're just just discovering the sheep. And the sheep are just worrying about the cattle. Our sheep haven't really come across cattle before, so they all need to get used to each other. And by stocking sheep and cattle in the same field, it does help a little bit with parasite control, because sheep will eat a few of the parasites for the cattle, and the cattle will eat a few of the parasites for the sheep. And before too long, we'll be adding poultry into the system as well. So the poultry will come along and eat a lot of the fly larvae, which cause problems for the cattle and the sheep. So, and that will reduce the insect burden as well, for the harmful insect burden for the animals. But we want to encourage beneficial insects like dung beetles, because they form the basis of a food web down in the soil, and everything comes from the soil. Everything that we eat comes from the soil, and without healthy soils, we can't go into the future. There's been a lot of talk about 60 harvests left, 100 harvests left, and maybe that's true on a lot of farms, but we want it to go on forever. There's a saying about old men planting trees they will never sit under. Well, that's kind of what we're doing here, but with the soil. And I think a lot of people recognise the importance of regenerative systems in agriculture. This is yarrow. This is such a great medicinal herb. The main benefit for livestock is that it's a natural wormer. So, and they will automatically gravitate towards it if they feel they've got a high worm burden. So it's a win-win for everybody. Now let's look at this. Look at all these insects in this dung. In a system where you use chemical wormers, for instance, all the insects that are now living in this relatively fresh cowpat will be killed. But as it is, it's feeding all of these insects, and all these insects are taking bits off and they're burying it, laying their eggs in it. In the autumn, when the woodcock come, they'll be coming out of the wood in the evening, and they'll be probing into this to get the little invertebrates out. And that's increasing biodiversity. One of the things we're doing here is to allow our hedgerow plants to grow over into the fields, which provide not only browse for the animals, but also an opportunity again for them to self-medicate. Hawthorn's full of amazing chemicals. It does all sorts of things, but also things like willow. Willow's full of salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is basically aspirin, and if they need a painkiller, they will go and they will choose some willow to eat. And one of the things we're going to do is to try and make some tree hay. Now, tree hay is a thing that has fallen out of favour over the last 60, 70, 100 years, because it's quite labour intensive to do. So basically you gather branches of new growth with leaves on about this time of year, and you bundle them up tight and you hang them in the rafters of your barn, and then through the winter you'll feed them as you would hay or silage. But it gives us an added element of all the wonderful minerals that trees are able to pull up from deep in the earth that grasses don't do.
Yeah.
Can you hear the chiff chaff? This is the true pace of life. It's the seasons turning. Whatever labels we put on it, nature does it without us. The grass starts to grow in the spring, the sun comes up in the morning, the rain comes. It's all got a place, it's all valuable, and we ignore it at our peril.